All right, so here we are. We're talking about the 2012 Scion FR-S. A big part of what this car was before it came out, as far as from a hype standpoint, was this engine. It was a 2-liter boxer engine. That's what we have here. The boxer name comes from the side-mounted opposing pistons that actually look like two boxers fighting it out. It gives you the name. What it also does, the byproduct, is gives you a really balanced engine with a low center of gravity. If you look in the car, the engine itself actually sits really far down in the vehicle, as well as sits back. That gives you a really good balance ratio in the car of weight from the front to the rear. It's actually a 53% to 47% ratio front to back. As we're looking at this engine, one of the things that obviously everybody's worried about is fuel economy. This is offered in a 6-speed manual or 6-speed automatic transmission. The automatic does have paddle shifters, so a lot of you hear automatic and don't think it's fun, but this is a great automatic, and we'll display that later in this walk around. The 2-liter boxer engine with a manual transmission gets 22 in the city, 30 on the highway for a combined of 25 miles per gallon. And you're actually on the automatic looking at a little bit better gas mileage, 25 in the city, 35 on the highway, which gives you a combined of 28. The other things you'll notice in this car, the handling, as we'll go on the ride later in the walk around, is superior to any of the other sports cars in this segment. As you can see, other things in this engine compartment that identify that, you have the dual strut tower braces that go to the front suspension, which are a McPherson strut in the front with those strut tower braces to give you a little bit more rigidity when you're in those corners and, you know, doing things as this car is meant to be. Okay, so we've talked about the power plant. Let's talk about some of the other items here. Obviously, the look of the car is awesome. It's a real aerodynamic design. This hood is actually an aluminum alloy hood just to give you as light as possible products in this while keeping it, you know, obviously as strong as possible. You got the halogen projectors as far as headlights go. As we look at the side of the vehicle, obviously one of the things that always sticks out on sports cars is the wheels. These are actually the lightest wheel that Toyota or Scion have ever put on a car. Everything on this car, down to the littlest screw, is actually designed to make it an optimum performing sports car. So when you look at the price, it just seems like an unbelievable value for what you get. One of the things you'll notice on this Scion FR-S is you're going to see that really cool 86 logo. That actually has a few different ties. Part of the FR-S is that it has such a long heritage of great sports cars that it followed, like the Sports 800, 2000 GT, or the Corolla GTS, and actually the Corolla AE86 is actually a really popular reference point when you're looking at that logo. The 86 also stands for the stroke and bore of the engine. They're an equal 86 millimeters each. You also notice the side opposing pistons. I just think that's a really cool tie-in for the heritage of what Toyota's had for sports cars. As you're looking at the overall design and everything, one of the really cool things is like the windows. When you open the door, the windows do actually crack to give you that cabin pressure relief, so you don't end up you know, breaking any windows or anything like that. As we slide around to the rear of the car, you'll see that it is a coupe and not a hatchback. I think that's really important for how this car handles. Having the coupe with actually that extra brace under the rear window makes a huge difference for handling. As you're looking at the back of the car, you realize it actually does have a trunk back there, believe it or not. The back seat actually does fold down in one piece. With the back seat folded down, you can actually fit 4 race tires, or as it sits right here, is actually designed to fit 2 sets of golf clubs. As you're looking at the back there, you have the dual exhaust. It is a performance-tuned exhaust, so it's got a nice growl to it. And you actually see a kind of a different design. You have the third brake light actually down low instead of up high, just because the car does have a little bit lower riding height. It gives you a little bit different advantage point from that. So one of the cool things about the car, obviously, in having a sports car, is that you want to hear the rumble of your ride. And one of the things they do have is a specially designed tube that actually pipes in some of the noise from your car into the driving compartment so that you can hear it, that you can hear your car when you're going down the road. All right, I feel like we should probably take a ride. So here we are driving the FR-S. You'll see me with a huge smile on my face because it's like the funnest car I've ever driven. But the interior of this car is really great. I mean, you have a little bit smaller steering wheel actually than you're going to see in a typical sedan or car, just to give you a little bit more sport feel. It's got great curves too. It's a leather wrapped steering wheel. The shifter itself, one of the first things you notice when you shift into gear is how tight the gear ratio is. It's actually a 1-to-1 for gears 1 through 4 on your manual transmission, which gives it a really tight responsive gear pattern. Radio and everything's great. You actually get the HD Pioneer radio, which gives you the Bluetooth hands-free as part of it, as well as other features like the USB direct iPod connection audio. Other things in the car is just everything's really easy reach for you, as far as like your reach to the shifter and to the steering wheel and everything. And you know, the other thing you can't deny talking about when you're in this car is just the feel of everything. It's got the double wishbone rear suspension, which is just a really good feeling suspension in the rear of that vehicle. It adds a little bit of weight, so when you're taking corners and that, you really feel that stability out of the back. One thing you notice when you're shifting is there's a couple buttons behind the shifter. One of them's actually the Vehicle Stability Control Sport, which I won't try with you in here. I don't want to make you sick or anything, but you know, it's actually something that works really great when you're taking corners a little bit faster. You know, kind of looking for a little bit more give. It definitely gives you a little bit more travel for sure.